Turn it up, here we go. You've been waiting all week. Now you know the time has come. We're taking the floor. Strap in tight, we're ready for more. It's 11 o'clock, time to bring it. The big show's here. You know we're gonna win it. Game day fever, feel it in your bones. We're cranking it loud through your head. Marcus steps up, breaking it down. Josh has got the fire, wearing the crown. Johnny brings the heat, never backs away. Maniac lives up to the Navy display. M3's in the mix, tripling the thrill. 5 voices strong, bending your will.
That load off.
Another one.
Another one. Yo, welcome to the Big College Football Show with your boys. We in here ready for another crazy week of college football. Yo, everybody, let's introduce ourselves. Who we got first? Well,
All
I guess
right.
I will
I
introduce
guess,
myself. I was gonna let y'all introduce yourself and then come in at the end, but it's cool. I'm Josh, one half of A House Divided, the Buckeye fanatic. You know what it is, undefeated still. Come holla at us.
Are you undefeated?
Yes. What?
Did you pick Utah last week?
No, I meant the Buckeyes, fool.
Oh, my bad.
What are we talking about? All right, who's next up on stage? State your name, gangster.
It's the MIZMAD man. And I'm upset. Let's go.
Facts.
Yo, what it do? We got another Saturday. Who knows who's gonna get upset? Somebody gets upset every week. So let's
Indiana.
let's get active.
Who's next?
Probably should have been USC. They was playing with their food early, man. They got saved and ended up stretching that lead out. It's your boy Marcus, the other half of House Divided, your resident Michigan fan. Ready to get into it, man. Michigan got a bye, so I can lower my anxiety.
You already know it's your boy, the Maniac, your favorite Puerto Rican. You already know. College football, let's get it. A lot of good games. There should be a lot of upsets. Me and my brothers, we here to cook. We apron certified. If you're not apron certified, you cannot come into this kitchen. But my brothers are. So we ready to cook. Let's go.
Facts. All right. So before we get into this week's games, we got to do the recap for last week. Game of the week. I was wrong. Cincinnati versus Utah. I think I was wrong. And Mays, did you pick Cincinnati as well?
I definitely did.
Yeah, we were way off because Utah put belt to ass on Cincinnati.
Shout out to the Soakers!
Who got thoughts on this one?
Me, listen, man. This is not rocket science. This game right here. I did pick the Utes to win. It was at home. Cincinnati from the Midwest got to go to the West Coast. You know, Utah's a good team. They very well coached. They're right there in the midst of things for the Big 12 championship. Things need to kind of go their way in order to get there. But they're a tough, gritty team, man. So Cincinnati, they had a nice run. They was on a 7-game winning streak heading to that game. But, you know, all streaks come to an end, and their streak came to an end. So let's see how can they recover, and let's see how Utah takes this momentum moving forward.
Yeah, I think the craziest stat in this one was like Utah had double the time of possession. I think Utah possessed the ball like 40 minutes in this game, and Cincinnati had it like 19 minutes, bro. You're not going to win the football game like that. Cincinnati also turned the ball over 3 times to 0 for Utah. They were playing on the road at Utah. So it was a recipe for disaster, those two things. And it was disastrous for the Bearcats.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I thought was riding with Utah, because Utah is playing good football, and they were just coming off of kicking Dion's doors in, blowing their doors off, and they continued that with Cincinnati, and that's kind of what I expected.
Yeah,
Marcus.
no, I was definitely upset about that game. I think I gave both quarterbacks props going into that one. And Sorsby looked terrible. I think he went like 11 for 33. What are we doing? What
Nasty
are we
work.
doing?
Getting locked up.
Clearly.
Hey, man, we shake the bed out in Utah.
Yo,
Shake the bed, baby. No, that went about as how I expected it to go. The only thing that has surprised me about Utah is that this hasn't been the version of Utah that we've consistently seen for the last 2 years. Like, in terms of elder statesman coaches, Whittingham's up there now. Like he's one of them guys. He's in the rare air of Ferentz and Harbaugh before he left, and Dabo. He's one of those guys. He hasn't had the success as all those guys, but he's been around and had a persistent program for that long. So, yeah, I think Cincinnati just kind of ran into a team that's a little bit more experienced, a little bit more accustomed to being in that spot, and it showed.
Yeah. Facts. Do y'all want to discuss the Michigan Purdue game, or did y'all already do enough of that on your channels?
Yeah.
we did enough, bro.
Yeah. We threw the tape out. We're good.
Okay, so we're not even going to talk. Okay, no, that's cool. That's fine.
You man, never mind. I ain't gonna take.
I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to give y'all the
I ain't
chance to
gonna take the
speak
bait.
on it if you didn't
No
already.
respect. We respectfully, thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
Well, was there any other game that y'all wanted to discuss? I know y'all also probably don't want to discuss, Ohio State winning yet another one. Who cares, right?
Yeah.
No, we can talk about that. Especially, we'll talk about Ohio State enough. And you being an Ohio State fan, I think you deserve that. You tell us about Ohio State.
Oh,
well,
boy.
if I'm going to be completely honest, I'm very happy with the output that Brandon Ennis gave us. You know why? Because I believe he's up on
I'm
your
out.
boy. I believe he's up on your boy. I'm just throwing that out there. But other than that,
Season ain't over, bro.
it's
Right.
not. You're right. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Punch out Dan Lanning.
COL.
I should put this on the thumbnail. For real. Anyway, yeah, I mean,
Lanning. Damn.
I didn't do that.
Damn. Phone calls coming in. You know what we do, though.
Block them.
Every week we put BTA. That's what we do.
Oh, that's what y'all do every week, huh? BTA every week.
Every week.
Got you. I must have had y'all confused with somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, there was a bunch of good games last week. I mean, again, we all agree that this season has been a very memorable season as far as college football. Just about week in and week out, we just getting very good games, competitive games, and this season hasn't disappointed yet. So, and we still have about 3 weeks left. Well, even with championship Saturday, we got 4 weeks of regular season. So there's still a lot to happen. And I'm pretty sure that the magic hasn't ended.
Right.
We had Georgia, Florida last week, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Cincy, Utah, USC, Nebraska, South Carolina, Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Those were all the games.
Ole Miss, right? That's a team where we said to ourselves, how would they look after a big win on the road to Oklahoma? And they went home, and they took care of business. That's what you want to see. This is what good programs, good teams do, right? There's kind of no letdowns. You're going to have one here and there. You're human, but normally you don't. That next team you play, you dominate. You might start on a rough start, but when it's all said and done, you dominate. Ole Miss might be onto something. Lane Kiffin might graduate from the school of James Franklin. So let's see what happens.
Got you. Josh is having connection issues, so I'm on.
Okay.
For sure.
So where we at next? First game.
First game, we got LSU out versus Alabama.
We at Tuscaloosa, right? Yes.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, because
Alabama 10.5-point favorites in that one.
and it's good because remember, right when the rumors were surfacing that Bryce might be flipping to Michigan, that I think that Alabama game kind of just closed the casket and said, I'm out. Because Alabama whooped their ass. I remember Milroe went crazy on that game last year. It was at a night game, and I think it really helped us. I think he was coming regardless, but I think it just made his decision just this little bit, easier to do. Well, LSU at Alabama, gentlemen. Alabama, by many, is regarded probably the best team in the country. Again, is objective, however you want to do. They've beaten a lot of ranked teams week in and week out. It is a gauntlet. All right, Josh is back. Well, go ahead, Johnny. Let's start. Alabama, LSU. What do you expect to see from Roll Tide?
This one could be a good matchup. LSU's defense isn't that bad. The problem is their offense. They can't really run the ball. Nussmeier, he's making mistakes, and when you can't play complementary football and have balance, it can throw everything out of whack as a offense. So that's what they're dealing with. Plus, you got Brian Kelly. He's out of there. You're gone, brother. You're done. So now saying that could be like UCLA, and it could galvanize LSU, or they could just implode even more. So I'm looking at Alabama like you're on the cusp of doing something, getting back to being Bama. So I don't think they're going to let LSU stand in their way. Now, if this was in Death Valley, I'd be a little bit more nervous if I was Bama, but it's not. So, so let's go to Marcus.
Yeah, I was about to say this year, I wouldn't even be scared of them in Death Valley. Wouldn't even be scared of them in Death Valley. To further drive home your point about having balance on offense, because I feel like it's one of those coachisms that get thrown around a lot and it doesn't really get explained. Think about it in terms of basketball. If I'm playing you one-on-one, and so first possession one-on-one, we playing make it, take it. I drive to the right, take you all the way to the cup, lay it up. Second play, same thing. Right hand dribble all the way to the cup. Now, the third time, if I go back to that same move, the likelihood of it being successful just dropped like precipitously. Like there's no way I should get off 3 of those in a row, because now you're playing it. Now you're anticipating it at least. It's the same idea with offensive rhythm. You can't go into a game being forced into throwing it. It's one thing if you say, okay, we believe the secondary is vulnerable, we're going to attack them here. Right, that's you doing it because you want to. There's another thing to be folded into passing the ball only because you can't run it. That's a position that LSU has found itself in a lot this year, and ultimately, again, regardless of where you played this, when you could have played it at the Georgia Dome, it wouldn't have made no difference because they just don't. LSU doesn't have a team identity right now. LSU had always been a hard defensive team with talent all over the field. And if they ever got something resembling a starting quarterback, they was probably going to end up in the national championship. Right. And that's what LSU has been throughout the years. Brian Kelly got there, and all of a sudden it didn't necessarily go that way. They stopped bullying people off the ball. They weren't as imposing on the defensive side. So they've lost a lot of what they are culturally down there in the Bayou. They got to find somebody who understands what LSU football used to be, because it's not that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Max, who we got next?
Yeah, so for me, I think if I'm gonna make an argument for LSU fans, the argument is that Alabama isn't necessarily setting the world on fire with their run game either this season.
That is a fact.
They've had to, rely heavily on the pass game. Now, granted, they might be better set up to rely on the pass game, but to Marcus's point, LSU's defense is not what it used to be. What we're accustomed to seeing from them. They got an interim coach, and maybe that can give them some bit of a fire. But they are playing Bama at Bama. Bama currently has the longest home win streak. I think 16 games. They have an even longer win streak against unranked teams. 86 games, I believe, against unranked teams at home. So, the writing may be on the wall, but if you're an LSU fan, then
Hey, Steve, college football is the reason to drink in the morning. Okay, it's always acceptable.
That's a fact. That's a big fact. But yeah, if you're an LSU fan, it's not much for you to hang your hat on right now. You just gotta pray and hope. Prayer and hope.
Yeah.
Facts. Is that everybody? Y'all know I came in late, so I don't know if everybody said anything.
Yeah, we're just waiting on you, player.
All right, bet. So y'all know how I feel about the SEC and how I think every team is ass.
Your favorite conference.
And so I do believe that most teams are going to see some sort of upset or some kind of thing that's going to show us who each team is. Unfortunately for Bama, we're not going to see that in the regular season. Their schedule is set up so that they can pretty much walk through the rest of the regular season. They even have Eastern Illinois as a game in late November. And the rest of their games are at home besides the Auburn game, which, let's be honest, Auburn just lost their coach and they're not that good. So they'll be fine throughout the regular season, including this LSU game, who, like y'all have already said, defense isn't what it's supposed to be for LSU. And it won't get there until Coach O takes that job back. That's what's going to happen for LSU.
That would be a crazy art. That's
I'm
an insane art.
We're going to get there, right?
now.
I won't take that.
Oh, yeah.
LSU.
We're going to get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that.
But I see Bama doing what Bama does.
Yeah.
All right. So next game I think we have is the upset alert. Is that correct?
Upset alert, yes, sir.
All right. So I made the joke that there is another Big Ten game that might be an upset alert, but this, I think, honestly, Iowa at home, right?
Yes.
Oregon hasn't looked like Oregon from last year at the very least.
Absolutely.
Went overtime with Penn State, so we still don't really know what Oregon team we have right now. They can even have Coach Cokehead Lanning on the sidelines with the finest of Bolivian pure Coke. We don't know what Oregon team we got. So what do y'all think?
Yeah.
What do y'all think? Let's start with Maniac.
COL. Yes, man. Oregon at Iowa, man. Children of the Corn versus the Ducks. Listen, these are one thing we all know. We're fans. Our teams reside in the Big Ten, so we know Iowa very well. Every year, one of the most well-coached team in all America. The only thing they lack talent, high-end talent, not talent, high-end talent to really make them a national contender. But going into Iowa is always a tough task, right? It's not easy, and they playing well. They're 6-2 right now, and they playing for their lives. Iowa loses, no Big Ten championship, no playoff. Absolutely zero chance of that. So this is a playoff game. A lot of these games you're going to see today are playoff games for a lot of teams, and this is for Iowa. Oregon has one loss, so there's kind of room perhaps for another loss, and they could probably still sneak into the playoffs if they run the table moving forward. Dan Lanning, I was thinking about this last night, gentlemen. He's overrated. He's overrated.
What?
Yeah. I'm going to tell you why he's overrated. He's always beating the
Think
teams.
about it.
He's always beating the teams he's supposed to beat. In these big games, he's not, with the exception of that Ohio State game. And then when they ran it back, it didn't even look like a game. By the first 5 minutes, the game was over. People was leaving the stadium in the first quarter because they said this shit is over. This guy, the media has portrayed him to be something he's not. Not a great coach. He's okay. This guy, and He has talent every year. So I don't want to hear, well, there's no well here. He has talent on the offensive side and defensive side, and he chokes, and he chokes, and he chokes, and he chokes. The facts are there. They there, right there. This is not an opinion. This is a fact. Now he goes out, wins the Big Ten this year, which he did. But what did he do after that? Nothing. I'm not sold on Dan Lanning. I'm not sold on this Oregon team. Iowa, Kurt Prince, let's get it.
All right, Johnny.
Ooh, it's hard to. I gotta go after that.
Yes, you do. Show goes on. Even after Maniac preaching.
Yeah, I mean, what Maniac is preaching, he ain't lying. You know, when you really look at his resume, there's some holes you can poke in it, and I can do that with anybody. But as far as this game, you know, you playing Iowa, and what Iowa does with that cover four, with all those players that have been there, juniors and seniors getting in that cover four, them boys know what they're doing. And if you're not patient and taking what they give you, it could be a long day for you. So you got to run the ball and take what they give you, and you know, don't get greedy. You get greedy, you're gonna make mistakes, and it's gonna go the other way. So this could be an upset alert for Oregon. Oregon's not that good. I'm just gonna keep it real. I don't think Oregon is that good. Like, they're a good team, but I don't think they're elite like some people want to put them in that elite status. I don't think they're there yet. Dante Moore plays pretty good ball, but he's not polished just quite yet. He's not there all the way. Maybe next year he will be, but right now I can't say that. So I look at this game. If Oregon can consistently run the ball to take pressure off Dante Moore, it could go their favor. If not, don't be surprised if I was coming out with the upset of the week.
Thanks, Marcus.
So there's so much I could say about Dan Lanning, but y'all have already ran that one into the ground. So I'll leave COL alone for a second. But I do have an interesting trend.
Well, Marcus, COL's not overrated. He's elite.
He's elite. COL is elite for sure. He got that pure. But in terms of a trend that I've identified with Oregon, is something very telling. With their quarterbacks playing late into the year, right? You saw this with Bo Nix. Bo Nix was setting the world on fire. Got into some of those games late in the season, didn't necessarily get him over the top. Dylan Gabriel, playoff game mainly, playoff and the Big Ten championship game, was off. Wasn't the guy that we seen through most of the season throwing for close to 80% completion percentage. Who else? So now we got Dante Moore, right? Dante Moore was at a point leading the Heisman candidacy, right, earlier in the year. Now it's kind of like, all right, well, we need to get Dante back on track. For some reason, Dan Lanning's quarterbacks don't play great late into the year. At least they haven't as of late. Also, I feel like this is something you can specifically put on Dante Moore. He gets off to these very hot starts in the months of September and October when the weather is still nice. And then when the winds start blowing, the humidity leaves the air. We actually have to be more decisive and drive the football. All of a sudden, we look pedestrian, right? Yeah. These are their things to fix at a certain point, and then they become trends after a while, right? And so when you've seen, I've seen Dante do that not just at Oregon, but at UCLA as well. In September, looks great. Looks like a guy, right? Looks like the guy that Michigan recruited since he was in like 7th grade. When he put them long sleeves on, you know what I'm saying? When he get the shivering and shit, it looks a little different, and it happens like that for a lot of quarterbacks. I guess I kind of understand why he didn't want to play necessarily in the Midwest, because he's kind of a fair weather quarterback. So that's something to pay attention to. Is he going to be able to perform late in the year? Is Dan Lanning going to be able to get them over the top? Is he going to be able to raise the level of play for his team late in the year? Because that just hasn't been the case, so far.
Maze?
Marcus actually touched on something that I was going to bring up. Oregon, they got a bunch of like sports cars over there, right? The Ferraris and Lamborghinis over there, and normally when you don't see people drive those cars when it's cold and wet and the weather is bad, right? And that is Oregon to a T, basically. And to touch on what my man Maniac said about Dan Lanning, if you follow me, then you know I was calling him Diet James Franklin for the longest because he couldn't win big games, and he's got like one or two of those big wins under his belt, but he's still who he is, right? He's still Diet James Franklin for real. That said, what we are not talking enough about is that haunted house, that house of horrors, Kinnick Stadium, and those kids, bro. Those kids.
Give me the wave, Maze. Give me the wave.
That haunted wave, bro. That's a wicked wave, bro. Fuck them
I like
kids,
that.
Bro.
The wicked wave. Hashtag wicked wave.
Hey,
That's
maybe a
crazy.
top 10 team is coming to Kinnick Stadium and left with their head on a platter, bro. So this is definitely upset alert.
Oh
Yeah,
man, that was funny.
I like what some of y'all are saying about, you know, Oregon not really being the team that we thought they were going to be this year. However, and Coach Lanning not being that guy. I do believe that this is just a down year for Oregon, which is crazy because they've only lost once.
One game.
Yeah,
It was a gown gear.
But see, my thought is they returned Dante Moore, DeCorian Moore. They got running backs like Jordan Davison that should come back.
Sadiq,
If they
the
can
tight
get,
end.
I was going to say, if they can get guys like Sadiq and Dylan Thieneman and some of these guys to return, they've got young cornerbacks that are going to be great that they took from Ohio State. Yeah, I mean, they've got a team that can definitely shake up things within the next couple years. And I like them to be one of the best teams in the Big Ten for the next upcoming year. I mean, I like
Yeah.
y'all as well. I think y'all got some guys that are going to return to make things good for you. And obviously, Ohio State is going to be the top team of the Big Ten every year. So yeah, it should be fun.
Every
Should be fun.
year?
Now with that
No,
being,
ain't
yes,
I'm about to say,
Ohio State
fam,
every
how
It's
many
alright,
times
it's
have
alright.
y'all won the league
Every
over the
year.
last 5 years?
That don't matter. Every year we're the
Okay.
top team. Anyway,
Right.
I just gave y'all props. Take that. Anyway,
Give us your sideways prop.
Yo, Daniel Henry, I did bring the comment up, but it was interesting. He was like, if Oregon loses and if Michigan is not able to beat OSU, then there's a possibility only two Big Ten teams make the
Make
playoffs.
the playoff.
And you know the agenda that's being pushed in social media right now is about the SEC. Oh, the SEC this. So they're gonna try to get 4 to 5 teams in this year. So
Can
yeah, if Oregon loses, it might be bye-bye for them.
Yeah, no shit, Garrison. That's why I'm saying it looks a little different than in late in the year. But let me ask y'all something. In terms of the last 2 years of the stretch run, because I have my own opinion about it, but the late November pushes towards the postseason play. Do you guys feel like it's better? The games are necessarily better, or is it now the networks have a reason to push these conflicts because they know ultimately it's going to lead to controversy in the 12-team playoff? Or do you legitimately think the games have gotten better because of it?
I mean, go ahead, Josh.
No, I was just going to say I do think that at some level the games are just. First of all, we put way too much on the SEC games just because of their preseason rankings. So
Yeah.
again, I don't want to keep going down this rabbit hole about how I feel
You
about
gotta
the SEC.
stop hating on
But
us like that.
it's facts. Like
Yeah.
the top 7 teams in the SEC are basically equal.
Yeah.
And then there's a jump to Indiana, and then there's a jump to a certain team in Ohio.
Yeah, the
In
Bobcats.
town wise.
The Bobcats.
Yeah, no. I thought you were going to say
Wait,
the Bearcats.
there's
in
a
Cincinnati.
jump to Indiana in talent?
Yeah. I believe
A
so.
jump where? Off of
Think
fucking bridge?
about the top teams of the SEC. Right?
No.
I did
In
this last week. I'm
talent,
not
though.
doing this again. I'm
In-
not
in
doing this
talent,
again.
In talent, though.
Are you saying from
we're
the SEC to Indiana, there's a talent jump? Is that what you
Yes.
just said?
All
I
right.
think
No,
they're
no. No.
from both sides. Ohio, from
You
offense
think
and defense.
Indiana's more talented than Alabama?
No.
No, they might see.
Buddy,
So I would
they may
know.
be a better team, but there's
Correct.
no way they're more talented.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, they are. You're right. And this is why I remember I mentioned this. in the when I went
So
off when we lost to
go ahead, my
USC. Go
fault.
ahead, Josh. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask. Okay, so if they're not as talented, then that means Bama underperforms.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
So then,
that I will give
okay.
you. I will
So
give
then,
you the
okay.
last 2 years of Kalen DeBoer. I feel like, well, he's kind of turned this season around. I got to give him where credit was credit due. Last
Yeah.
year, they definitely underperformed for
Right.
sure.
So let
And
me
this
ask you
year,
this. Let's just get right to the meat and potatoes on this one. Does the SEC win the national championship in the next 3 years, starting this year? This year, 26 and 27. I don't think so. I really don't. And yes, it's a talented conference. But again, what separated the SEC from the rest of the country when they were dominating college football was the trenches. Offensively and defensively, you couldn't do nothing with these guys. They D-line would dominate these Big Ten teams, these ACC teams, these big, you just couldn't. And then offensively, and these big running backs they had, and then they just had everything, bro. Now it's we said it's parity, bro. It's parity across college football. There's no dominant team. Yes, on paper, OSU looks like the best team, but we don't know yet. The playoffs will decide that. And if the SEC is so good, like everybody's portraying them to be, right? I think it's a good conference. I wouldn't say great. They're going to get the opportunity in the playoffs. And what happens if they all lose? What happens if they don't even make it to the national championship? What are we going to say? Well, it's because they beat each other through the whole regular season and it's not fair. No, y'all did it during the 14 playoff. The SEC was at its peak during the 14 playoff. And you went through that gauntlet and you went to the playoffs and you won the natty. So I don't want to hear that narrative this year when they get into the playoffs and they choke and get cooked that, well, they was beating up on each other. Oh, well, that's not my fault, homie. That's
Let
that.
me
My
throw a
point-
caveat in. Let me
Go
throw a caveat in here so we all ain't just SEC trash or Big Ten is the best. All that.
This wasn't even the
Okay,
premise
let's say
of the
Ohio
question, by the way.
State. Let's say Ohio State loses, because that's really what we're saying is they can't beat Ohio State. That's what we're saying.
Yes.
So let's say
Oh,
Ohio State loses. Who's gonna stop a SEC team from winning the championship?
Listen, this is the best question. By the way, Ohio State might be the best team in the country right now, right? According to the rankings, they are. The other part, though, is that, bro, to say that the SEC can't win the national championship is crazy. I agree, though, that they. Because Marcus, a couple weeks ago, we agreed that this league is overrated, and in the rankings, especially the AP poll, they prop certain SEC teams up depending on the week so that they could feed a sheep to a lion, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. Now, with that said, the Lions are the Lions, bro. Alabama is a lion. Georgia's a lion. Like, they're not going anywhere. And if you still in the trenches, even for those two teams, you stack their offensive line up, and I'm talking about just what it looks like. If you stand them next to Indiana's offensive line, it looks different. They're lions, dog. Like, I don't want this to get lost. Can Indiana beat one of those teams? Maybe. But can those teams beat Indiana? I think absolutely.
All right. So, all right, they are lions, but they lions with no teeth. They ain't got no teeth, those lions.
I don't know,
Because
bro.
what they bite
You
in,
get your ass in there with the lion that you think has no teeth.
Why?
You
Listen, look, we've seen, guys, we all watch college football thoroughly. We just don't watch our teams. Now,
Right.
I never said that the SEC isn't good. I'm just, when you look at it, they're very beatable. Their defenses is not what they used to be. Their quarterbacks are not what they used to be. Ty Simpson is their best quarterback right now in the SEC. And right now, he's probably a third-round pick in the NFL. That's not the case normally in the SEC. They normally have at least two quarterbacks that's ready to go first round.
Wait,
It's
you don't
not
think
the
Ty
case.
Simpson gonna go in the first?
Yeah, he's
when he
going
come
to
out?
be he's going to go the first and the third round. Yeah, the first pick in the third round.
That's a wild
So just so I can get my question answered, because y'all didn't say shit about what I
Hold on.
asked
I
you.
think we wasted too
Are
much
the
time. We got to
games-
move along.
We did.
My
We
fault.
waste mad time.
God damn!
We
Want to go in a whole nother direction. It's turned into a fucking SEC debate.
At this point, ask the question again one more time.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
Are
Moving
the
along.
games
Next game.
better? Are the games better now that we're in a 12-team format? Are they more competitive than what they used to be?
I'll say
I
yes.
think they're more competitive because the talent, the NIL and transfer portal. I think that's what's making them more competitive.
I have and I'm gonna let you move on after this. I have a sneaky suspicion that the games are exactly the same. People are viewing them at the exact same rate, but now that they can put playoff implications on late stage teams that don't
Exactly.
really have a chance to win a national championship, it's better
Exactly.
drama for television. These
Like-
games haven't changed at all, and that's why I focus more on winning our league, which I believe is the best in the country, than playing in this fucking pageant. But
I
please,
agree.
let's go.
I agree.
All right, Indiana, Penn State.
Ooh.
Are we on upset alert again? Upset
Yeah,
alert?
I mean,
Low-key?
listen. I
Low-key?
mean, dang.
Low-key?
No.
It's at
No.
Happy Valley. It's at Happy Valley. Come on. Upset
Mate,
alert.
that was like that was a
Walk down this road
thorough
with me.
parent. That was a thorough parent. No, Dad, can I have
No.
$500? No, no.
Walk
No,
down
bro.
this road with me.
There's
Penn
no
State
way,
wants to
bro.
play spoiler to somebody. They couldn't do it to the
Bang.
Buckeyes. They're
Bang.
going to do it to the Hoosiers.
What Penn State won? Like lost like 5 straight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's over,
Now,
bro.
now, Josh, you sowing all this discord over the SEC. You want to see absolute mayhem happen to the Big Ten? Let Indiana lose.
No.
Oh, the
I
Big
don't.
Ten's overrated. Get Indiana out of here. They're 12 in the country. Oh, it's gonna be mayhem. It's gonna make y'all look bad. This for the
No
fact
facts.
that y'all ranked over top of them. They gonna residually bring y'all's level down because they gonna get so much heat. Watch.
Yeah.
You don't want Indiana to lose to Penn State right now.
It's like when that dude parks his fucking 82 F-150 in the front yard, and you got
Right,
a
make the whole neighborhood
$300,000
look like
house,
shit.
whole property value everywhere coming down.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right,
No,
what we say?
give me. I mean, well, we're not
Not
picking
yet.
right now.
Yeah.
I think that does Penn State have a shot? Do they have the pieces in place to make some noise? Yes. I also, I do think there is something to. All right, well, the season's over. We got to have something to go into next year on. Like we got to have something to go into next year on. And unfortunately, Penn State is in the place where every week is like that. Every game from here on out is going to be like, hey, this is do or die. Like we gonna be an ain't shit program if we don't win this game. Like that's the mentality that we're going into every game with from here on out for the rest of the year. So that makes Penn State a dangerous team for whoever's playing them. I do think that the quarterback position though is limiting for them right now, having a first time starter there, and we just haven't really seen Singleton and Katron Allen as a tandem be what they were 2 years ago. Right? Like we keep telling them, oh, just lean on the run. Hey, we 20 carries in, we got less than 100 yards. I'm doing something else. We already behind. We're deficient at quarterback. We have a pass rush, but we're susceptible to the run. If we done got 20 yards in and we sitting around 70, 80 yards, we got to do something else. I can't die a slow death handing the ball to Nick Singleton and Katron Allen. They're not giving us explosives the way that they were 2 years ago. They used to be dynamos in the passing game. That has completely gone away. They just don't have the offensive firepower. So that's what makes me questionable for Penn State's upset bid.
Yeah.
Thanks.
To me, this is just a rib cage to feed to Lion. I don't know what's the spread?
14 and
14
a half.
and a half. Yeah. I would bet on Indiana to cover that. This isn't going to be much of a game.
Who's next? Maniac, Johnny?
So when you look at it, obviously there's always a chance, right? I mean, it is what it is. But realistically, Signetti does have his team on the mission. I mean, you just look at Indiana as a team. They well disciplined. They execute at a high level. Their quarterbacks, their receivers, they O-line, they D-line, everything, man. It's going to be tough. Again, we did see Penn State be competitive for half with the best team in the country on the road. They got to kind of, emulate that kind of same game plan. What's the game plan? Run the ball, convert on third down, third and shorts, those third and manageables. But easier said than done, man. Yeah, I don't think this was going to be much of a game. And if it's going to be a game, it's going to be in the first half and then, Indiana. So, yeah. But just Indiana. I mean, Penn State, all they could do is just hopefully they can make it respectful. That's all.
Johnny?
Yeah, I think this one's gonna get ugly. Now, whether it gets ugly in the first half or in the third quarter, we'll see. But the way Indiana plays and how focused Signetti has them, Google him. You better. It might get ugly in the second quarter. I'm gonna keep it real because Indiana, with that first time quarterback, like Marcus was speaking about, and Allen and Singleton not
Yeah, just
being
go like
who we
that.
thought they would be, this could get ugly. This could get ugly early, and that's honestly what I expect. Indiana seems to be focused. Last year was a feel out for how it is to be undefeated, and now we're Indiana trying to make a run. They saw that last year. So Signetti had a feel out last year. This year he seems like, okay, I understand, and some of those players that were there last year, they understand what it is to try to make this real run. So I think they're probably going Indiana might kick in Penn State's doors. Sorry, y'all not what y'all thought y'all was going to be. We're on your schedule. We about to embarrass y'all.
I don't know, man. Y'all are calling it to be like a blowout game, and obviously Indiana has blown out some teams.
Did y'all blow
like
out Penn
Illinois?
State?
No. And I'll get to that really quickly. But I've called Penn State having a downfall this year anyway. So I don't want to shit too much on Penn State. I do believe they want to play spoiler to somebody, and they've shown that they can at least capitalize on some mistakes from top teams like they did against us going into the second half. But yeah, I don't think Indiana is going to lose this game. But I
Indiana's
guess
going to embarrass them. Indiana's
no,
going
I
to
think it's going to
embarrass
be
them
a little
worse
bit
than y'all
closer.
did. Worse than y'all did.
Does that make
No,
you
because
nervous
Indiana,
if they do? If they do
And
that,
we're
if
the
they go
number
out there and
one
blow
team.
out Penn State, does that make you nervous at all?
it shows me that the gap that I believe there to be between Ohio State and Indiana is a lot smaller than I'm currently thinking. If they go out and just blow Penn State out, especially at home,
Fair,
that gap between those two teams is a lot smaller than I
fair.
initially
That's
expected.
fair.
And that's what I think Signetti is trying to do is send a message to not only to his team, but to everybody else that we ain't playing around. Ohio State beat them kind of good. Well, we going to blow their doors off.
He gonna be looking in the camera like this, looking at Ryan Day.
That's crazy.
That's what I
That's
think.
That's
crazy.
how he
What I
be
think
doing
is
his
going
arms.
on.
Yeah.
Does anybody else laugh at the Drew Aller commercial like me every time I see it with Terry Crews?
With Terry Crews,
Every
that's
time
hilarious.
I see it,
What
I
kind of
laugh my ass
commercial?
off.
Who has it? You have it? Put it up.
It's like
We
a
I
don't
don't
got
have
GMT
it,
it.
commercial or something like that.
Yeah, Terry Crews is
We
singing throughout
don't
the whole
got
thing.
it.
Yeah, no. But I
We
laugh
don't
at that
got it, bro.
every single time. Anyway,
Maniac said,
Hey,
throw it up.
that's May's best friend, y'all. Don't.
I know Drew Aller personally. I've
yo,
interviewed him a couple times.
Yes.
interview Ethan
Great.
Grunkemeyer.
Great interviews, by the way. May's
I appreciate
interviews
it.
with Drew Aller are just the best, man. The guy has a lot to say, so make sure y'all go and check those interviews.
I'm talking, hey, Uncle
Disgusting.
DT, I'm talking about blowing them out worse than you did. Just because you blew them out by 24 don't mean somebody can't blow them out by 35.
OSU beat him by 24.
Y'all hating? Y'all hating now?
Whoa.
I think,
Anyway,
by the way, I think
No, he
Indiana.
said what I'm
I think
talking about. I
Indiana
had to
is
tell him.
beating opponents by a wider margin than OSU. By the way,
Also, he said that like we didn't watch the first half, like we didn't see how the whole first half of that game went. Like it was actually a blowout.
it was. They still beat them by 24.
Josh,
even after that atrocious
if
drive.
you spend a whole half of football playing with your food, you don't get to turn around and call it a blowout. Yes, the score looks like that, but they was in that football game. We watched it. We saw it. Like into the third quarter, they were still competitive. They were still there.
It just makes what they did in the second half that much crazier.
Okay, I didn't say that they were good. I didn't say that they won the game. I said it.
To be real, the first half wasn't even that close.
Happened.
They just took advantage of the fumble by CJ Donaldson, which props to them. They shouldn't have even been able to do that. I don't know why CJ Donaldson didn't secure the ball better, but still,
That's
stop
our
it.
running game, bro. That's what y'all got going on.
Bo Jackson should have been in at that point. Anyway, next game, key SEC matchup between Texas A&M and Missouri. This is another one that I
Y'all are
feel like
cheap.
is going to be
Y'all
close,
take cheap
even
wins.
without Bo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even without Bo.
This
Go
is
ahead.
SEC. I think Missouri, they just clinging on to them to be ranked. I don't know why. They did lose their starting quarterback against Alabama on the goal line. Stanley bent his ankle bad. Um, but again, it's at home, and we've seen crazy things happen on the road, especially in college football. Everyone else is pretty healthy. Missouri has to lean on the run, lean on the run. A&M though, their defense has gotten better week to week. So, and if that defense and that offense can match up, then A&M becomes very, very dangerous in college football. They one of the three only undefeated teams along with OSU and Indiana. A&M, it's no weeks off. They got to go into Missouri. They got to win, and it doesn't matter how you do it. Just get out of there, and of course, injury free. Read their quarterback. The dude is balling out right now, man. A&M is a dangerous team. Missouri's tough. They're gonna be tough, but it's if it comes down to passing, then this is a no brainer. So it's gonna be interesting, though. I will never count any team out at home that has a solid team. I've seen teams win with backup quarterbacks at home against top teams like this. So let's see how Mike Elk that's the A&M coach, right?
Elko.
Elko.
Yeah.
Mike Elko, excuse me. He got them going, man. So we'll see how it looks, man, today. But I don't think it's gonna be a blowout though. I think it's tough.
Yeah, I think I'm on the opposite side here. I think Texas A&M looks like a good team out. Their defense does give up a lot of points. That's something that you would hope that they could tighten up, especially with a defensive-minded coach like Mike Elko. I would expect that they play better defense. That said, I mean, that offense is strong. They're explosive. They have one playability, and with Missouri being down their starting quarterback, I understand that it is at Missouri, but I just think this has a chance to get away from Missouri early. But we'll see. This is why you play the game. Missouri is another team that I think may be propped up. I think Maniac alluded to that, propped up for the team that they're playing this week for the SEC. But we'll see. They have a chance to prove me and everybody else that think that this is what goes on in that league wrong. So
Yeah, A&M has overperformed for me this year. I did not really have them on my radar. Even though I'm a Marcel Reed fan, I think that Elko has got those guys playing with confidence. They know who they are. Running games carry throughout the entire year, so that's not really something that they have to account for or adjust for late in the season. I think their defense has played. I mean, they've given up a shit ton of points, but they've been opportunistic enough to compete. I think their problem is going to come when they meet a formidable defense that can get stops. Now, Missouri will be able to get stops. I just don't think they'll be able to score points today. So that's going to be their biggest problem. But in terms of where Texas A&M is positioned right now, do I think that they're a top 5 team? I'm kind of borderline on that because they do have a dynamic player at the quarterback position, and that usually gives you at least a foot up. I'm just not sure if they can stop a nosebleed. So that's kind of like a disqualifier from you being an elite team. So, but they got a chance to prove it here today. It won't necessarily mean that they're an elite team if they beat Missouri without Bo Perbula, but it will be another step forward. I would like to see him have a dominant defensive performance. This shouldn't be one where you're giving up 500 yards to the backup. You know what I mean? So, yeah. No, I guess I'm a little bullish on the Aggies, but we'll see how they close out today versus Missouri.
Ask Johnny.
Looking at this one without Bo playing, I don't think Missouri's gonna be able to hang with Texas A&M. Just simple as that, really. Marcel Reed and those receivers, they get jiggy with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they playing really well on offense. Their defense leaves much to be desired, but without Bo playing and you got a backup quarterback, and I just don't think they'll be able to keep up, honestly. You know, you never know, but I think I know. So I got that's what I got.
Bet. Yeah, I just I'm not too high on Texas A&M. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and I think we all know that. I think we all know that at this point.
Like,
however, I think this is going to be a closer game than most people think, even with Bo out, just because I don't believe Texas A&M has all that good of a running defense. They don't have a good defense at all, to be honest with you. But this is not the game that they're going to get upset on. They will get upset this year. I have a team that's going to beat them.
They still so A&M goes to Texas. That's going to be interesting.
Texas going to upset Texas A&M?
We'll see. We'll see.
Texas struggles with everybody.
Yeah, but they just
whoever's on the schedule, they struggle with.
Sure, no, that's a fact.
Like they're the luckiest team.
The schedule is a struggle.
They're the luckiest team I've ever seen.
But yeah, Texas A&M, their defense is shaky. We all know this. But having your starting quarterback out is just tough. It's tough. It's tough.
Shout out to Asian Posh for being a member for 4 months and Daryl Young for being a new member. Appreciate you both.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and shout to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all. Spending your Saturday morning with us, man. We really appreciate it, man. Don't forget to tell any of your friends as well who are fans of college football. This is a college football show. So, thanks for the support.
Somebody asked what the one upset we would pick this week, and I'm sticking with Oregon at Iowa.
Who's that? Yeah. Put up for sure. Put up that. Bring up that comment. Who's that? Let's see. Oh, somewhere there. All right, there you go. D. Stanley. If y'all had to pick one upset this week, who would y'all pick? So we kind of went through that, Stanley. We're gonna do the pick at the end of the show, but there's 2 upsets alert. The main one, of course, is Oregon at Iowa and Indiana at Penn State, but we all agree that the Iowa one is the more realistic here. So
I don't know.
We'll give you our picks. We'll give you our picks at the end of the show.
This man is an Ohio State supremacist. Only Ohio State has proven themselves.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. That's not true.
It is what it is.
I give respect to Indiana for sure.
Let them feel themselves. It's okay.
Anyway, game of the week is here, fellas. BYU versus Texas Tech, a top 10 matchup. I believe it's is it at Texas Tech?
At Texas Tech.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. As y'all can see, 10.5 point spread. Fellas, what do y'all think?
Johnny.
Oh, my bad.
Johnny looked different.
Oh, I was about to say, I could go.
BYU, Texas Tech. BYU is kind of nice. I'm not gonna front. I was watching some of their what their quarterback has going. He's a freshman, and he's nice. Bear. He's a bear. He runs it, throws it. I like what I see out of BYU, but also I like what I see out of Texas, and that Texas defense is nasty. And offensively, they got Texas Tech offensively, defensively, they play very well. So dealing with that, and then you got a freshman QB who is playing nice for BYU, but I don't think they have offensively and defensively what Texas Tech has. So I think I'm leaning more towards Texas Tech, but you never know.
Yeah. All right. Who's that?
All right, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Me. Yes. Yeah, man. BYU. So Bear Bachmeyer. That's a football name.
See, I ain't even trying to say that.
Bear Bachmeyer play. Yeah, man. He's a dog. So he's also southpaw, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's a lefty. I could be wrong. but he wears number 47, and he's
A
also
lefty and wears 47 is disgusting.
he
Very disgusting.
he's also the second leading rusher with over 400 yards. So this guy get it. He get it going. And last week,
Christ.
Johnson from Kansas State had 2 big touchdown runs as the quarterback against Texas Tech. So it's going to be interesting on how BYU utilizes Bear for this game. But one thing, gentlemen, that I found kind of a little funny, that all BYU receivers is from a certain community, and you normally don't see that.
Hey,
They
yo.
all white. Juju, where's Juju at? We need Juju. These are all receivers on BYU. I'm just saying it's weird, but they getting it done. You normally don't see that, but Texas Tech, we are BYU. You know, again, what's their coach? He used to be the Navy coach, man, good ass coach. I forget his name, but he got these guys going, man, and this is what coaching does, right? You could take decent talent and make your team better than what they are on paper. And BYU, then they suck. Juju, there you go. Say his name, he appears. And yeah, the Big 12 is trash. But, you know, I've seen a lot of people, Texas Tech is all right, man. Their defense is good. That linebacker, 11 and a half sacks. They have a linebacker with 11 and a half sacks. So they'll turn you over. Tough defense, but I'm going to go Texas Tech is at home. I think it'll be a hell of a game. This is a 50-50 regardless because the Big 12 is a mid-conference. I'm sorry to say. It's between them and the ACC. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, Bachmeier is, I think, the key to this game. I just can't root for anybody wearing number 47 playing quarterback. It's just a personal thing of mine. That said, Texas Tech's defense is elite. I think they got the number 1 rush defense in the country. They tried to put a down payment on the national championship with all the money they're throwing around, and they're throwing around a lot of money. But that said, it looks like they put together a pretty decent team. And this should be a good game. I think it is going to be a good game, no matter how, milky the wide receivers are for BYU, no matter how stupid 47 is on a quarterback. It should be a decent game.
For sure, Marcus.
All right, Soakers versus Cowboys. This is a Brokeback Mountain game over here.
Yo,
I will. So I think first of all, both quarterbacks are going to be the X factor in this game, right? Because you got BYU's guy, but Texas's quarterback has been kind of leading the charge as well. Texas Tech, excuse me, has been leading the charge there. You said something. May mentioned the money that they throwing around down there in Lubbock. What, I guess, for me, an interesting question to kind of offset everything that's already been said. What's the line of demarcation? What's the difference between Texas Tech and Texas A&M? What makes them different? Like, because we saw Texas A&M win some games they weren't supposed to win. We saw some moments where all of those 5 stars looked like they were actual 5 stars under Jimbo Fisher.
Right.
Is this?
I think the difference was the age and how Texas Tech did this through the portal instead of trying to do it with high schoolers.
I would argue that because of the timing, when Texas Tech did that, they were going to look like that regardless, because that was one of the first like big portal cycles.
Oh, you mean when Texas A&M did it?
When they were starting to do it right. If Texas A&M had did the same thing in 2025, I don't think they would have caught as much flack. Now, would they have been successful with it? Still probably not. Right. But in terms of perception, I feel like the team building process has kind of been pretty similar. And so this is a chance for them to kind of prove that we're not our agricultural brothers over there at A&M. We do things right. We build a program over here as opposed to just buying up every player available.
All right.
Jimbo a liberal. That's the insult, Juju?
Is that an insult? Right. What the fuck does that mean?
Fucking liberal.
Crazy.
Juju on that Hennessy early.
I blame Johnny. I blame Maga Oten when he was challenging Josh about his American love.
Facts. Yeah, man, this is a tough one to call. I like both teams. Like May said, I believe Texas Tech is the #1 rushing defense, which may throw a wrench in how BYU gets down. I don't really believe in a core of white receivers, so
Hey yo,
if they can
shut
make
this
them
thing.
one-dimensional and also shut down the run, I don't know. Should be an interesting game. So we'll see.
I would do the same, Jay Marion.
MAGA Olden is crazy, bro. Fight
Oh.
back, Johnny.
Oh my
All
goodness.
right.
Hey, that don't bother me. Josh, you got a problem with America? You got a problem with America, Josh?
I got a problem with Michigan America for sure. 1,000%.
Well, go back.
Okay.
Well, go back
Hey,
to
you
the
got a
planet you
problem with
came
America,
from, you
boy.
Buckeyes.
That's
I've
crazy.
said exciting whites.
Exciting whites is hilarious. Nah, I'm
Oh
cool.
man,
I'm
you
cool
guys
on the
gonna get
exciting
us.
whites.
You guys gonna get us canceled.
You gonna get us canceled. You bro.
That's hilarious. All right, are we still doing are we doing Heisman faves again?
I mean, we don't got to this week, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
Because again, it's Julian saying.
I
Stop.
agree.
Okay, now I got to do
Now
it.
we
It's
got to
not
do it. Yeah, now we got to
It's
do it.
Julian saying, right? He's the
Oh
favorite.
my god.
It's
Bear
him and
Rottweiler.
Or Mendoza.
Do we feel
They're
like
both-
then the
Bear
Heisman is going to be
Rottweiler.
decided off of y'all's game? Then the Indiana
Yeah,
Ohio
Big
State
Ten.
game will probably be the Heisman deciding game.
Yeah. Yep. Because you got to think both defenses are really good as well. And so how each quarterback plays against a top defense, yeah, that would be the deciding factor.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
No, I think Mendoza is saying it's hard to argue that they're both not the favorites. You know, it's gonna come down to these next 3 weeks on how they perform against the talent they playing against. I mean, saying is really gonna come down to Michigan. What do he has? He has Purdue, UCLA, and Rutgers. Like, come on, So, and
Sure.
Mendoza, who they have? Indiana. I don't think they have another tough
They
game.
have nobody left.
Yeah. So
I think if it's close and Indiana is undefeated, Mendoza deserves it over Julian saying.
I agree.
This is Indiana we talking about.
Come on now.
This is Indiana.
Come
What are we talking
on,
about?
brothers.
Indiana don't.
Listen.
If he gets Indiana to be undefeated, bro, we got to realize what that is.
I can't believe I'm about to say this because I despise that vile, disgusting.
Don't do it
in Columbus.
You don't own shit. You don't own shit.
That said, bro, we can't give it to somebody because they play for a lesser program.
Why not? If the stats are there, why not?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If the stats are there, then we're parsing what we parsing, right?
That's
However,
what
the
I'm saying.
stats aren't necessarily there.
I think
one dude is completing 80% of his passes.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said
the trophy goes to the top player in the nation. I don't think that has anything to do
by the way,
with
let me also say this.
It doesn't.
Everybody, this whole Heisman class is trash. It's the worst, it's the weakest Heisman class of all time.
It is trash. You're right. Because 2 Buckeyes aren't in it.
No, you got to chill out.
Yeah.
Give me Jeremiah Smith in there.
All right. Let's get to our pick.
Please, let's move off of this.
Let's get to our pick.
And Arvell Reese. Anyway, pick'ems. The first game we talked about was LSU Bama. What we got?
Bama.
Yeah.
Bama. Johnny, I'm talking for John. Speaking for Johnny. Johnny got Bama.
Yeah. Bama. No doubt, Bama. But I think it could be closer than expected.
Yeah, I got Bama.
Marcus?
Don't get pissed by nothing but tied.
Blitz, Bama, blitz.
Unanimous. All right, upset alert. Oregon, Iowa. Who y'all got?
Yeah, I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it again. Yeah, I'm going Iowa. I'm here to be wrong.
I do think this is the best chance for an upset. Give me the wicked wave, man.
The wicked
hashtag wicked wave.
Yeah, I got no. Give me Oregon.
Marcus?
Yeah. Full of that.
You got a problem with America?
You got a problem with America, Josh? Gonna get you up out of here, boy. You got a problem with America?
Yeah.
Saying that
hey.
with buffs on is crazy.
Y'all gotta,
Yeah,
don't even
made
match
in
up.
America, brother.
It don't give the same vibe at all.
hey, all right, y'all. He gonna have. Never mind. Wrong joke. Anyways,
Yeah.
We put our blood, sweat, and tears into this country, boy.
And we
You
starting
heard
that hashtag
Are
wicked
you
wave.
listening?
I was about to say you pushing me down a controversial road right now. Give me Iowa. I'll take Iowa. I'll take the bet.
Wicked wave.
Man, I done went Dan Lanning before the season and got burned. I'm going Iowa, man. Kirk Ferentz.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's
The
go.
wicked wave.
All right, Indiana, Penn State. What we got?
Oh, come on. Indiana.
Indiana by all the points.
Indiana.
By all the points. Marcus,
Indy.
did Johnny say something?
Yeah, I got Indiana. I got this blowout. Y'all beat them by 24. Indiana beats them by 30 something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Indiana's beating them by exactly 24 or less. But they'll win. But they'll win.
Bro,
But they'll
Josh,
win.
you got a problem with America, bro? I think you got a problem with America.
No, look. The top row is a bucket hat, a fitted hat with some buffs on, and a New York Yankee hat. It just don't look right. And a do-rag.
This is a Tigers
That
hat.
all sound American to me.
This is
buddy.
a Tigers hat.
It
Super
sounds
American.
American, but it doesn't sound like the people who would be chanting for America. Just saying. Just saying.
But our
Anyway.
tears over here, brother. You know what I'm saying?
I hate this. I hate everything about this. Texas A&M and Missouri.
Oh, A&M.
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 All these
Yeah,
unanimous
I got
decisions.
A&M.
You know A&M is winning this game. Don't
No,
give me
they
that
are.
SEC
They are.
stuff.
Again,
All right.
their upset alert is coming later this season. Anyway, game of the week: BYU Texas Tech. Now, this
Where's
one
that
requires
game
You know
at?
some
what,
thinking.
Josh? Because I know I'm gaining traction. Whoever you pick, I'm picking the opposite. I need to try to win this.
Hold on.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
that
It's
is.
at Texas
Y'all was
Tech.
Where's the
losing with
game?
y'all still wave
So I
at
got.
the
So
game.
you going
Texas
Texas Tech, right?
If
No,
y'all
no,
was losing,
I'm
would
not-
y'all
I'm
still
not
wave
picking
it?
yet.
See it?
I'm
No.
not waving at them kids. Win, lose, or draw.
The wicked way.
Where's
so
the
what y'all got?
BYU game? Is
At
it?
Texas
Is it?
Tech.
It's in
At
Lubbock. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a. Ooh, shit. Give me BYU. Let's go Soakers.
Okay.
I got
Mm.
Texas Tech.
Mays?
Yeah. Give me the whites. Give me
The
BYU.
exciting whites.
Give me BYU. The exciting whites.
Maniac, are you sure you want to go with my choice? I'm on a losing streak right now.
No, I'm gonna go opposite of you because I
fuck them
want to
kids.
win this. That's what I
Don't trust
said.
me at all. Don't trust me at all. Okay. Damn. Okay. So do I go the
I love the
home
kids,
team,
by the way.
or do I go with the Soaker winning streak we've got going on right now? That's tough. Go
Whoever
ahead, give me
you.
Texas Tech.
So
That's crazy.
So he going Texas Tech. So since Josh is going Texas Tech, I'm going to Cougars. The Cougars.
I got
You
Texas
going with
Tech.
the exciting whites?
The exciting white bear. He's not scared. His name is Bear.
Yo.
Yo.
right.
Anyway, I think
All
that
right.
game is that game at 12 o'clock?
Right
So we
now.
should find out
Right
pretty
now.
quick.
Right now. They play now. 12 o'clock.
Damn.
Let's get it.
I'm gonna cut my my segment so we can get to these games. Any last thoughts, y'all?
Josh, I done lost y'all enough money this year.
Nah,
I
man.
would say that, but I feel like y'all won a lot if y'all listened to me earlier this season. So y'all should be good.
They
Y'all
about
should
to
be
put
up.
Josh under investigation for fixing the parlays. That's
Yo,
what
man.
happened. They about to put
He
him
down.
under
He down with
You know what's
Chauncey
crazy?
and them. Nah,
I'm in
man.
Chicago.
Just,
I'm in Illinois. I can do player props. I'm good. I'm
Not
good.
Chauncey and them.
Chauncey and them. Nah, man, just like we say every week, man. Again, thank everyone for tuning in, man, for the big college football show at 11, at 10:45. We thank you for tuning in. Me and my brothers here, man, we do this, for us, but also for y'all, man. So make sure to tune in. Same time, same day, different week. And we out.
Facts.
One.
Peace. Go Bucks.
Oh yeah, real quick. And I'm dropping a video for members only first. So if you're not a member, become a member. You dig?
Max, go Bucks.